Since you appear to know so much, Lord Merridew, sir, said the Inspector humbly, I wonder if you could explain just how the murderer managed to leave the body of the victim in the middle of the tennis court and escape without leaving any tracks behind on the red dust. Frankly, sir, we in the police force are just plain baffled. There seems no way he could have done it short of black magic. That is splendid. Absolutely splendid. Merridew loses none of his cunning, I must say. He's as clever and sharp as he ever was. Hello?
Good evening, Mr. White.
Good evening. Milo Tyndall, is it?
Yes.
Do come in.
Thank you.
May I take your coat?
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Did you find the entrance to the lane all right?
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh, very well. Most people go straight past it. It's very nice of you to come.
Oh, not at all. I found your note when I got down from London this
I had pushed it through your letterbox.
Mr. White,
Yes.
you don't mind me asking, what's that?
That is Jolly Jack Tar. He is my special friend. You see, he and I have a very special relationship. I make the jokes, and he laughs at them. You see? Well, now, let me get you something to drink. What will you have? Scotch, gin, vodka?
I'll have scotch, please.
And how will you have it? Soda, water, ice?
Oh, just ice, please. Thank you so much.
Right.
Why then, into the house you have here, Mr. White?
Thank you.
What's this?
That's a game.
Looks like a child's game.
Anything but childish, I can assure you. I've been playing it for months and I'm only still a novice. Would you mind putting it back where you found it? It's taken me a long time to get there. Now, how are you settling in at Laundry Cottage?
Oh, quite very well, sir.
Using it for the weekends, that sort of thing.
Yes, that's the sort of thing.
It's a charming little place.
It is.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Do come in, sit down. Oh, pardon me. Let me tidy up this mess. You see, I've just reached the climax of my new book. It's called Twin Murders at Twin Peaks. Tell me, do detective stories recreate noble minds?
Who said that?
I'm quoting a biographer of the 30s. The golden age when every cabinet minister had a thriller by his bedside. Before your time, I expect.
Well, perhaps it would be truer to say that noble minds are the normal recreation for detective storyline.
Yes, good point, I must say. You see, even to this day, I set my own work among the gentry, and the people love me for it.
Well, I'm quite surprised, Mr. White, they haven't done any of the stuff on television yet.
Oh, God forbid, no.
Well, they're always doing crime stories.
What? You mean those ghastly things, where the police race around in cars and call all the suspects perps?
Yeah, that's the sort of thing.
Oh no, that's not me at all. That is detective fact. This is detective fiction.
And I assume it's not much of interest to noble minds.
Yes, you have put it quite in a nutshell, my dear Milo. If I may address you so.
Of course.
Thank you. You see, we do need to be friendly now, don't we?
Absolutely.
Let me get you another one. I'm one up on you already. So, my dear Milo, I understand you are fucking my wife. And I also heard you wish to marry her. Forgive me for raising the matter, but as Marguerite is out of town, in the north, visiting her relatives, you see.
Is she?
Yes, she is. So I thought it was an appropriate time to have our little chat.
Yes.
Well, is it true?
Well, yes. But with your permission, of course.
Of course, of course.
Cheers.
Prost! Yes, I'm glad you're unlike so many young men these days who seem to think they can take anything they want without asking anyone's permission.
Oh, certainly not.
I'm pleased to hear it. Well, I suppose you won't have any problems about me asking a bit about your parents and so on, eh?
Well, my mother was born in Hereford, a farmer's daughter. My father is an Italian. She came to the country in the 30s.
Jewish, is it?
Half our mother's side. That was the important side of the fashion. The male they felt didn't spread the disease so virulently.
Dreadful business, I tell you.
But I'm not religious myself. I'm an agnostic.
Oh, my dear boy, you don't have to explain to me. We're all liberals here. I have nothing against Jews or even half Jews for that matter. No. I only wish to know, do you have any objections about any children that you and my wife may have being brought up, let's say, Christian?
Oh, none whatsoever. That's what she wants.
Aye. You two haven't discussed it yet.
No, it hasn't cropped up.
Well, I suppose it's better and a relief for you. But if you ask me, Milo, few hours on Christmas Eve and on Good Friday, and you've seen the whole thing off nicely.
Well, it's the same with a lot of Jews, actually. My father used to tell me, most people talk to their really old friends 2 or 3 times a year. Why should God be angry if we get the same treatment?
Very amusing. Your father, was his name Tyndall as well? Because it doesn't sound very Italian to me.
Oh, no. His name was Tindalini. He was a watchmaker. He later changed.
Of course, of course. Was he a successful man?
No. His business failed. I keep sending him money from time to time. And of course, enjoy the ski or the sun depending on the season.
Of course.
It's not that I'm disloyal to Britain, by the way. It's just that this place doesn't seem to offer quite the same attraction.
And you? What do you do?
Well, I'm an actor.
Good heavens! An actor? And where do you live? In Dulwich, I presume?
Yes. I have the whole place there. It's very convenient and quite attractive too.
I'm sure it's perfectly delightful, but I wish the whole house in Dulwich whispers quite the same magic to Marguerite as it does to you.
She adores old house. She can't wait to live.
I thought she was already living there. Am I mistaken? But I thought the whole point of renting that cottage there was to increase the amount of these escapades, or shall I say sexcapades?
I came to be near the woman I love. It is a great pain for us to be apart. You won't.
Possibly. Possibly. But I understand Marguerite well enough. And I know she does not adore old houses. She's lived here quite a bit. He only has to look at those dirty old windows and it'll bring her out in lumps.
Perhaps it wasn't the house so much as the person she had to share.
Oh, now, Milo. I thought you were well brought up, eh? You surely know it's rude to make personal remarks.
You are disgracing my lover.
On the contrary, I was reminiscing about my wife.
It comes down to the same thing.
Things mostly do, yes? Well, I'll wager that within a year, it'll be you who'll be doing the disparaging. And I will be reminiscing, having quite forgotten how intolerably tiresome, vain, and generally bloody crafty she really was.
If you don't love Margaret, you don't have to abuse her.
Never speak ill of the deadly, eh?
Now look here.
Look! If I choose to say that my wife converses like a child of 6 and makes love like a sloth, I very well shall.
That's enough.
And I certainly don't need her lover's permission to do so either. In fact, the only thing I want to hear from you, Maya, is can you afford to take her off my hands?
Afford to?
Yes, afford. Afford to support her in the way she was not accustomed to before, but now is.
She won't need all of this once we are married. We'll live a life of love and simplicity. Yes. Go ahead, sneer at that. It's almost a national sport in this country to sneer at love.
I'm not sneering at it. I simply don't believe you. For Marguerite, love is the fawning of a willing lapdog. And simplicity, a square-cut 10-carat diamond from Tiffany's.
I don't know what am I doing here. With a little more effort, you can find a much more appreciative audience.
Oh, come now, Milo, you disappoint me. Raising your tone and bridling like that.
I wasn't bridling, I
Well,
was protesting.
It looked like a good old-fashioned Audrey Hepburn bridal to me. Who? Never mind, why don't you sit down and let us discuss something that matters desperately to both of us, eh?
Margaret.
Money, my dear boy. Do you have any?
Well, I'm not a million. I've got the lease in the house, and I've got some capital equipment as well. And I'm a regular on stage now. By this time next year, I will be one of the biggest...
This year, next year, sometime, never. What you're really saying, my dear boy, is that as of now, you are broke.
I'll survive.
I'm sure you'll survive, but that's not the point, you see. Presumably, after you're married to Marguerite, you will want a fast car, a little place in the sun, and a couple of mistresses.
Presumably, just because you need those things?
Certainly I do. And so does every right-thinking, insecure, deceitful man. The point, however, is how to get them.
Well, I'm sure you do already.
Me? Oh, no. I just have this fading mansion in Wiltshire and only one mistress, I'm afraid.
Tia, the Finnish lady who runs the sauna bar.
Oh. You know about her, do you?
Margaret and I keep no secrets from each other.
Apparently not even mine, it seems. Tia is a Carillion goddess. Her golden hair smells of pines, and her cobalt blue eyes are as dreamy as ever.
I hear she's a scrubbed blonde, with all the sex appeal of a chilled adult.
There are those who believe that cleanliness is next to sexiness, Milo. And if I were you, I wouldn't pay much attention to what Marguerite has to say. You can take it from me. Tia is an engaging little trollop, and she suits me mightily. Mind you, she takes a bit of keeping up with. It's a good thing that I am somewhat of an Olympic sexual athlete.
Well, I suppose these days you're concentrating on the short sprints rather than the long distance stuff.
Not so, my dear boy. I'm the pink of my condition, and I can copulate for England at any distance.
Well, as they say in Olympic circles, it's important to participate rather than to win. So I believe there's hope for us all. Are you going to marry?
Marry a goddess? Dear God, no. And what, get turned into a stone for my audacity? Oh, no. I simply want to live with her.
Then what's stopping you?
Basically, the firm of Prudent and Pry Limited, whom you and Marguerite have seen fit to employ. Oh, yes, don't look so innocent. Those dumb private dicks outside Tia's apartment, you've seen them, all right.
So you spotted them.
An old woman with glaucoma could have spotted them, Milo.
It was Margaret's head.
Who else is? Who else is? Who paid?
I did.
I wonder if you afford it.
It was an insurance policy against you changing your mind about divorcing Margaret.
My dear boy, let us have no misunderstanding here. I have nothing against you marrying Marguerite. In fact, there is nothing more that I want to see than you two tucked up together, eh? No, it's got to be permanent. Yes? I want to get rid of her life. You don't know her like I do. You think you do, but you don't. In the event of a failure, by which I mean cancelling her winter vacation to Jamaica, you come mewing back to me, running for support. And guilty wife or not, she may be entitled to get it.
Don't be so bloody pathetic. Winter in Jamaica? I'm not going to take her for winters in Jamaica. You're worrying unnecessarily. Once Margaret is married to me, she'll never think of returning to you. Never. And don't worry about me looking after her either.
Really? What you're really saying is that once you and Marguerite are married, she will joyously exchange all her diamond rings for cheap knockoffs.
So she's used to the luxury. Whose fault is that?
It's not a fault if you can afford it, dear boy. But the real question is, can you? Knowing you to be hard up in these last 3 idyllic months, has she shown any sign of mending her ways? When did she last turn down a Dom Perignon for a cheap wine? Or a Gucci sweater from another one from the Piccadilly Square Market? No, I'm not joking. How much has this brief liaison cost you so far? Huh? 500, 800, 1,000 pounds? That poor father of yours in Italy. When did you last send him any money? Hey? No, you see why I'm concerned about you. I tell you, take it from me, she will ruin you. To coin a phrase, in 2 years you'll be nothing but a used god, and what's more, a used god with a sizable overdraft.
We often talk about money. I tell her we spend too much.
And she takes no notice.
None.
A sly laugh, huh? A shy turn of the head.
Something like that.
Yes, exactly. It's to solve this very problem I have invited you here tonight. This, Milo, as they say, is where the plot thickens. Let me get you another drink. Now, here's the plot. Once upon a time, there was an Englishman named Andrew White, who, in common with most of his countrymen, was virtually castrated by taxation. Now, to avoid total emasculation, his accountants advised him that just before the last devaluation, to put a considerable part of his money, say £135,000, into jewelry. His wife, of course, was delighted, eh?
I assume you made her a present of it.
Absolutely not. Still mine. But we thought she might as well wear it, then bank it. As you know, fully insured.
Ah, now I see what you mean by plot thickening. It generally does when the term insurance is mentioned.
I'm glad you follow me so readily. I want you to steal that jewelry.
What?
Tonight, for choice. Marguerite is out of the house. It's an admirable opportunity.
You must be joking.
You would know it if I were. I've even sent the servants away for the weekend. They will not be back until Sunday. So, my dear boy, the house is empty. What do you say?
It sounds criminal.
Of course it's bloody criminal. All good money-making schemes in England have got to be these days. Eh? Look, when the jewelry, it's not in this bank, it lives in the safe right there. Now, all you have to do, man, is to steal them, sell them abroad, and live happily ever after with Marguerite. And all I have to do is to claim the insurance money and live happily ever after with Thea.
Is that what you call me here for? A scummy little plot to defraud an insurance company?
And I'm sorry you find the plot scummy. I thought it was nicely clear and simple.
Nicely obvious and clearly unworkable. If I steal those jewels and sell them to a dealer, I'll only get a fraction of the value.
Not with the ones I know, Milo. I know some of the finest dealers in Europe. Prudent yet prodigal. I met them some years ago while I was researching for the deadly affair of the Druce diamond. One of my favorites. Well, I've even spoken to a certain gentleman in Amsterdam. He will treat you very well. Now, you will not get full value of the jewels, but say 2/3, which works out to about £90,000. in cash, tax-free.
Why should this man be so generous?
Because he will have what other dealers don't have. Title to the jewels. I will see to it that after you steal the jewels, I will hand over the receipts that I bought. Now, all you have to do is hand them over together. What does my insurance company discover when it swings into action? Antennas pulsating with suspicion. It discovers that someone impersonating Andrew White sold the jewels for £90,000 cash. You still have to pay me. Cheers. Think it over. Take your time.
Look, I know this is a silly question, but do you have any experience in committing a crime? I mean, have you done this before?
Only in the mind's eye, I know, for the purpose of my books. No. Central Lord Merriman would have so much fun with this if I didn't give him any crime to solve, eh? Who? Central Lord Merriman. My detective, known to millions over the civilized world.
I'm not talking about fiction, Andrew. I'm talking about facts.
I am well aware of the difference, Milo, and I also am aware that insurance investigators are as sharp as razors.
Look, all I'm saying, there's a difference between writing and real life. And how am I supposed to know this isn't one big frame-up?
Frame-up?
Yes, that you hate my association with your wife and would give me 5 years of Olympian sexual athleticism to see me in jail. Once I steal those jewels and clear the house, an anonymous phone call to the police.
And what? Be stuck with Marguerite for another bickering eternity? Body stockings on the breakfast tray, false eyelashes in the wash basin, the bottles, the oils, the lotions, oh yes. Nothing could be easier. I could shop you off to the police, but whatever for, dear boy. Think about it. It is for you to evaluate.
Well,
It's a simple proposition, Milo. You have an expensive woman and no money. As far as I can see it. If you want to keep Marguerite, this is your only option. You must steal those jewels.
Why don't you steal them and just hand them over to me?
Well, I should thought of that was obvious. The house has to be actually broken in. The burglary has to look real.
And why don't you break into your
Hey,
house?
Milo, baby. Leave this to me, eh? A crime is my specialty. Look, I have got everything worked out to the last detail. You are the star. I am just a producer.
£90,000.
£90,000 in cash, tax-free, eh? Think about it. It would take a lot of Tyndall shows to make that kind of money.
All right. I'll do it. What do you need me to do?
Hold your horses now. First, you must be disguised.
Disguised? Why?
Supposing someone saw you climbing in?
Who'd see me?
I don't know, it could be anybody. Remember, man, the clues we have to leave for the police and the insurance investigators. We don't want them to find your coat button snagged in the windowsill, now do we? No, you must be disguised.
All right. What do you suggest?
Well, for starters, let's get you out of those clothes, eh? And follow me. Let's see what we have here. Yes. Fiction, Milo, is often misinterpreted as thrill, and thrill sometimes as horror. This, I believe, will serve as the perfect example for a common man's misinterpretation for a crime. So are you telling me, sir, that a ghost entered the house to burgle your antiques? I'm telling you, that's precisely what I saw. A ghost floating in the air. Yes, what do you think?
You seem to have a special place for paradox in your heart, Andrew. Look at the whites on it. Anybody can spot me from far away.
Perhaps so, perhaps so. What else? But none can fancy a fur ball making its way towards the window.
Now look here, Andrew. This looks like a huge joke to you, but it's my freedom you're playing with.
I'm merely trying to bring a little romance into modern crime and incidentally into your life.
Margaret will bring all romance on me. Thank you for the same.
Marguerite romantic. Marguerite couldn't have gotten the Beatles to write her a love song, Milo.
Look, I'm saying these are absurd attires. Nobody would wear them. Not a burglar for sure.
Well, you're choosy, aren't you? That just leaves us with my dear friend, Jolly Jack Tar.
This?
Yes, this. Now, once you're done with that, start getting into these clothes. Oh, Jolly.
All right.
Now, when the jewelry is not in the bank, as I said, it lives in the safe up there. What you have to do is break into the house through that window over there.
There.
Yes, there. Why? Because, Milo, you're a burglar, not a house guest. There you go.
Okay.
Now, when you step out of the door, you will see a pathway which leads all the way to the back garden. Now, make sure you step on the mud paths there.
Why is that necessary?
Clues, Milo, clues. Remember the clues we have to leave for the insurance investigators. Eh? We want them to eat the pie, don't we? Now, once you make that patch, walk past a little bit, and at the edge of the house, you will see a yew tree, behind which there is a ladder. Now, bring that ladder and keep it next to the window over here. That will give you access to this room.
Okay. I think I got this.
Very well. Don't forget about the mud patch, Milo. It's very important.
All right, I won't. I'll go now.
Hey, Milo, baby. Are we forgetting something? My dear Jolly Jack Tar, you're helping me after all in this one too, eh? All right, off you go.
It's too dark out here.
Of course it's pretty dark. Switch the torch on, knucklehead. Honestly, Milo, I would really appreciate it if you maintain some amount of stealth.
All right. I see a yew tree.
Yes? Now go straight past it and bring the ladder.
Okay. All right. I'm coming up. Looks like this window is jammed.
Yes.
My God. This looks grand and opulent. I see the safe now.
No, not straight away. You're not meant to know where the safe is. Search around. Disturb a few things. Throw some clothes. Marguerites for choice. Yes. That's right. Are you packing for a trip, Milo? Ravaging, man! You don't know how a burglar leaves a place, do you? Yes, that's better. Now, get to the wardrobe.
Well, you can't play favorites when you're a burglar.
That's a martyrdom, I must tell you. Get to the wardrobe immediately.
It's locked.
Of course it's bloody locked. Use the jemmy.
You haven't given me a jemmy.
Well, we better go and find one, hadn't we? Search around the room. I have left it there for you. Honestly, Milo, you are the soappiest night burglar I have ever come across. It's under the bed, idiot. I can't think what Marguerite sees in you.
Can't make that spin?
Oh, it's like a lion lying down with a lamb.
Well, Margaret and I will be much more happier than you and your ice maiden.
Probably be taken more seriously, that's all.
Well, you have to be serious if you want to be in love.
You have to be serious about crime if you want to afford to be in love, eh? Now,
Hey,
are you...
there's a set of false teeth here. Looks like a man's.
Put that back at once! Now that's about enough of the wardrobe. Now let's move to the safe.
Okay.
Please, get your Jemmy along this time. Now, are you ready to crack open that safe?
Yes, I am.
Go for it.
Yeah. Here it opens.
You got your gloves on, yes? Now, get in there and find that jewel box. You get it?
Yes.
What the hell are you shaking it for? It's a jewel box, not a maraca.
I thought there's some secret cache to it. It's locked.
Well, smash it open for crying out loud. Honestly, Milo, you have all the killer instincts of a bloody chicken. Upon the promised land.
It's beautiful.
Yes, we got it for our honeymoon.
It's fantastic.
I never cared much for it though. I thought it made Marguerite look like a blood sacrifice.
I wish my father was here right now. Poor old blighter. Squinting his eyes away every night to fix watches. For what? I really wish he was here.
Now, pocket that jewels and let me get you the receipts for the safe. Now, Marlo, this is the fun bit. Hey, this is when the householder, surprised by the noises in the bedroom, attacks the burglar, and in the ensuing struggle, the house is sacked.
Why should it be necessary for you to surprise me at all?
Because if I have seen you at close quarters, I can always describe you to the police.
The police?
Wrongly, Milo, wrongly. Sir, did you see a burglar stepping into your house? Oh, yes, I did, Inspector. In fact, he didn't look a whole lot human to me. He looked more like an animal, with sort of red hair and boot polish all over. Get it?
All right. How much sacking do you need to be done?
Oh, let's see. Well, a decent bit. They get to those drawers.
Those ones?
Yes, yep. Rumple the contents a little and make it convincing, yes? You call that convincing? Come on, chop, chop! That's right. Open those drawers. Now, let the papers fly like the autumn leaves. Yes, a super snowstorm. I love it. Well, you let my servants sort that out later. Yeah, that's about enough. Yes, I think that's about enough. But wait, something is missing, eh? Something is amiss. What could it be? You are the underdog, Milo, aren't you? Huh? You've got the support of the crowd, yes.
Steady on, old man. God, Christ, that hurt.
Come, man. Don't despair. This fight is fixed. This is where you lay me out cold.
What? For real?
Naturally. When the police arrive, they must find a bump on my head. I thought you'd like this bit.
I assumed this is a part of your plan, right, Andrew?
I'm glad you're catching on, Milo.
Why are you doing this to yourself?
Because it would add credence to my story that when I surprised the burglar, he attacked me in the struggle.
What? Andrew, I really think, and I still assume this is a part of your fictional and absurd plan, right?
You're right. Uninventive but believable, eh? What to sacrifice? What to sacrifice after all?
What's wrong on this? What are you doing with that gun?
Pretty obviously pointing it at you.
What? For God's sake, Andrew, why?
Because I'm going to kill you now, Milo.
You're going to... I suppose this is some sort of game, right?
Yes, you're right. It's a game that we've been playing the whole evening. It's called I'm going to kill you. And nobody will suspect murder.
What? You mean all this steal my wife, Jules, was just a facade?
Yes, of course. I invited you here to plan the circumstances of your own death, idiot.
What?
The break-in, the disguise, the jewels, the householder aroused, and the gun going off in the street.
But why, Andrew? Why?
Why? Can you find any flaw in it?
Margaret! They trace the connection between me and Margaret. They know that's why you did it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How was I expected to know who you are? Oh, no. The law will have every sympathy towards me. Even Marguerite will assume that you were an adventurer after her jewels and her money. You really are a dead duck, aren't you? Oh, not a romantic attitude or moral left.
For God's sake, Andrew, why are you doing this? Please, just stop pointing that gun at me. This is sick.
You should be flattered about it. Your demise will recreate a noble mind.
This is where I came in.
And where you go out, I'm afraid.
Andrew, listen to me. Why are you doing this?
Let's see. Where will you be found, eh?
Andrew, what am I asking?
Keep quiet, let me think. By the window, as he was coming in? No. By the safe, as he stole the jewels.
Andrew, please listen to me. This is...
Yes! By the stairs, as he was preparing to run for it. I shot him. The body lay on its back, limbs grotesquely splayed, like a broken pot.
But why, Andrew? Please tell me.
Don't snivel! You don't think I will grant you any mercy?
I must know why.
I'm amazed you have to ask. But since you are, it's very simple, my dear boy. I hate you. I hate your smarmy, good-looking Latin face and your easy manner. I hate you because you're a lousy freeloader and a warp. Come, little man, did you really think I will let you get away with my wife and jewels? You thought I will make myself look that ridiculous now, did you?
Why not? You're not in love with Margaret. Please.
She's mine whether I love her or not. I found her. I have kept her. I am familiar with her, and once she was in love with me.
But now she's in love with me.
You are nothing but a dead clown.
What?
Put that on.
No, Andrew, please.
I said, put it on now.
Okay. But listen to me, Andrew. What you're doing is not right. This is not fair.
Farewell, Mr. Tyndall.
Please, Andrew! Stop!
The scores are out. White 1, Tyndall 0.
We now halt for a small break. I request you all to be back in the auditorium within 10 minutes as we will resume the play on time. Thank you.
Mr. Meadows, that was nothing short of brilliant. But that just solves one of the murders, sir. The second body was found neatly arranged in the center of the courtyard on a bed of roses. If you could also please explain just how did Dr. Grayson manage to get the body of the woman to the middle of the courtyard without disturbing the soft grass all around? It is impossible to get there without causing any smudges on the grass bed, sir. Sergeant Lord Melville nodded with certain patience as he waited for the inspector to complete his questions and reply. All will be revealed, Inspector, in due time. Now, let's proceed to the courtyard to gander at this beautiful yet macabre display of art. The inspector seemed to be mumbling something to himself as he walked on. Lord Merridew decided to humor him to the courtyard. "What is troubling you, Inspector?" exploded Merridew, shaking the inspector from his deep reverie. "Why, sir? Why did Dr. Grayson commit these 2 murders? What did he possibly stand to gain?" With a big, excited grin, Lord Merridew stated his conclusion. The good doctor was the sole guardian of Miss Penelope, the woman found on the courtyard. It was after all nothing but a scummy insurance fraud. He had hoped to claim the money after her passing and leave the Twin Peaks mansion once and for all. But he had to prove that there was no foul play from his end. What he did not account for, however, was her Italian lover present at that opportune moment. The doctor thought it was best to get rid of Mario and Miss Penelope in the same night. This was important, as come Tuesday next week, Miss Penelope would have turned 18, thereby relieving Dr. Grayson of his responsibility as her guardian. The inspector shook his head with great disbelief. "Ah, very beautiful indeed," said Lord Merridew, as his inquisitive eyes landed upon the body of Miss Penelope, placed neatly on a bed of roses in the center of the courtyard. And now to tie up all the loose ends. Lord Merridew pointed out to the inspector the huge brick letterings across the courtyard spelling Twin Peaks. He boomed. "Now, Inspector, to solve the last piece of the puzzle." The good doctor carried the body of Miss Penelope and performed 4 grand jetés on the letters inscribed on the ground. He notices how puzzled the inspector looked. Graciously, Lord Merridew offered an explanation. "Inspector, he leaped onto those bricks and then made his way towards the center of the courtyard. The flowers had already been arranged there before he placed the body neatly between them. There, Inspector, that solves the twin murders at Twin Peaks." Hello? Yes. Hawkins, where the hell are you, man? Well, you should have checked the times of the trains. Look, I've had to get my own supper for the 3rd time running. Now this is... Well, you know how helpless I am without you and Mrs. H. Well, I dare say. You better be back here in the morning. First thing, mind you. Damn servant. Of course, do come in. I'm always pleased to see the police. Of course. Inspector, may I brandy, or are you going to tell me you don't drink on duty?
Oh, no, sir. I've always been forbidden. I can't afford my own time. I prefer vodka.
All right, vodka it is. Well, Inspector, I must say, a vodka is indeed an excellent drink during this time of evening. I personally prefer brandy myself, but, well, the occasion calls for vodka, eh? Here you go. Now, what can I help you with, eh?
You see, I'm investigating a disappearance.
Disappearance?
Yes, of a certain Mr. Malvin. Do you know this man, sir?
Yes, he's the chap at Laundry Cottage, yes?
Oh, yes. He left this cottage on Friday night and hasn't returned since.
Great heavens.
Yes. Do you know this gentleman well, sir?
Vaguely. I must have met him once or twice. Again, how can I help you?
When did you last see Mr. Tindall?
Months ago. I think it was, yes, months ago. As I told you, we're not really close friends or anything. He's merely an acquaintance.
Oh, that doesn't quite accord with our information, sir. You see, he told Jack Finn, the bartender at the White Lamp, that he was on his way up to you on Friday night.
Bartenders, Inspector Daly? Bartenders are notorious gossipers, Inspector. Gossip is their stock in trade. Now, I've always noticed that Jack Ben's observation needs constant correction.
Well, in that case, I was wondering if you can get something else from me.
No, what's that?
The impression came by a man passing by a house 2 nights ago that a fierce struggle was taking place in there.
Does it look like it?
And the shots were fired.
Shots.
Yes, 3 young men.
A car backfiring, perhaps.
Oh no, these were shots from a gun. A man is hospital.
Look, may I ask why you took 2 days to call around and ask me about all this?
Well, it takes two people to check out on things, sir. We'd have to be certain of the facts before troubling the gentleman like yourself.
Facts? What facts?
Well, after Anthony reported the incident, we did a spot of checking in the village. And as I said, Mr. Perry was very thoughtful.
There's an upright citizen, eh?
Oh, quite so, sir.
Oh, if only they were more like Mr. Ben.
He told us that Mr. Clinton walked into the pub on a Friday night and told us that he was on his way to see you. Now, what with him being a newcomer and all to these parts, we thought it better to have a word with him to see if he could throw any light on the subject. As I previously indicated, sir, is disappeared.
Yes, but what's that got to do with me?
Well, he hasn't returned to his cottage all of Saturday, nor from today. He must have called him half a dozen times.
No, by Jove. Meredith would have been proud of you, Inspector. If that's all there is to it, I'd like to
When
get
we
back.
stepped inside Mr. Clinton's cottage, we found this note, sir. Urgently talk. Come Friday night, 8 o'clock. Why? May I ask if this is your home, sir?
Yes, it's mine indeed.
So Mr. Tindall was here.
Yes.
Perhaps you won't mind answering my original question now, sir.
For which one?
Does trouble happen here?
In a manner of speaking, yes. We were playing a game, you see.
A game? What kind of game?
Oh, it's rather difficult to explain. It's called burglary.
Please don't joke, sir.
Isn't it about time you told me that I don't realize the seriousness of my own position?
Unmarried, sir. There's a fight. A shot, sir. And then it disappears. What would you make of it? You mean?
An open and shut case. But things are not always as they seem, Inspector. In the case of the drowned dummy, yes, drowned dummy, my man Nelly once proved that by a phonetic misspelling, the forgery of a document allegedly written by a deaf mute.
I'm looking for an explanation, sir.
Well, yes, Tyndall arrived here at about 8 and left an hour and a half later, and I haven't seen him since.
No one's anyone else, sir.
This is absurd. Are you suggesting that I killed Tyndall?
Kill Mr. Tindall, sir. I don't mention kill.
Come now, Inspector. You can't pull that old one on me. Strangled, sir. Did you see her ladyship was strangled? Then how will you come to know that her ladyship was strangled? Oh, surely you told me so, Inspector. Oh, no, sir. I never mentioned it.
I'm sorry, you are so comic, sir. On the whole, what we do is necessary.
You're just doing your job. Yes, that's the overworked phrase, isn't it?
Well, perhaps it is. Your wife and Mr. Tinder have been associating quite closely for some time. Am I right?
You know about that, do you? Well, I suppose you can't keep anything quiet in a small village.
Oh, please, sir.
Are you suggesting a crime passionnel, Inspector? Not over Marguerite.
Well, I find it a great scandal.
All of you had either means, motive, or opportunity, said Inspector Doppler, as she thoughtfully digested her favorite pun. But only one of you had all the motives and means, yes?
Exactly, sir. That person is you.
I better explain what happened then.
Please.
Want a bribe for it?
Well, I have not a friend.
Please. Now, no. As you, I will talk it up for you, I see. Well, as I was telling you, and as you seem to know, Tyndall was having an affair with my wife. Now, I'm one of those rare breed of men who don't mind losing graciously to a gent playing by the same rules. But to be worsted by a flash crypto-Italian lover who mistakes my boredom for impotence and my provocative energy for narcissism is just too much. It's like starting a game 0-1 with a bloody referee against you.
You mean to say you don't think yourself to accept the situation, sir?
Inspector, I think what infuriated me most was the things he said about me. Things that Marguerite repeated to me.
What sort of things, sir?
Oh, you know, the same old smarmy, deceitful thing that any lover can make about any husband.
You seem to regard marriage as a game, sir.
Ah, not marriage, Inspector. Sex is the game. Marriage is the penalty. Round and round we jog towards each futile anniversary.
Are you trying to tell me that because of your indifference to your wife, you have no motive for killing Mr. Tyndall?
I'm simply saying that I, like most men, like to eat my cookie and ignore it.
Yes, I must say you're very frank.
Disarmingly so, I hope.
Please.
Well, yes, as I told you, Tyndall, I thought I'd teach Mr. Tyndall a lesson. But in a curious way, some of the things which Marguerite repeated to me led me to believe that he was actually worth getting to know. Now, the shortest way to a man's heart, Inspector, is humiliation. You soon know what he's made of.
So you invite him here and humiliated him?
Yes, I did indeed. I took a leaf out of the certain 18th century secret societies. Now look, they knew very well how to determine whether a man was worthy enough to join them or not, and also how to humiliate them in the process. I refer, of course, to the initiation ceremonies.
Could this be something like putting a new ball experience?
Yes, but not alike. But look, here the victim has a choice of refusal. Now, when Count Caligastro, the noted magician, sought admission to one such secret society, he was asked whether he was prepared to die for it if need be. He agreed. And then he was sentenced to death. A pistol with gunpowder but no shot inside was placed against his head and discharged.
So you did this to Mr. Tyndall, is it?
More or less, yes. I invited him here and suggested to him that as my wife had expensive tastes and he was virtually a pauper, I told him the best option available for him was to steal those jewels that I had in the safe.
He agreed to do this?
Now with alacrity. I persuaded him to get out of his clothes and to dress as a clown, in which ludicrous disguise he broke into the house, cracked open the safe, pocketed the jewels, struggled convincingly around that room, and just as he was about to make off, I turned master and revealed the true purpose of the evening, which of course was that I had maneuvered him into a position whereby, pretending to mistake him as a burglar, I could shoot him as the householder. Now, what will the police find when they arrive at the scene? They will find me standing innocent, bewildered and aggrieved. Now, you very well know, Inspector, there are no liars in Britain, however unconvincing, more likely to be believed then an owner-occupier, standing in the center of his hall with his hair ruffled, looking shell-shocked in his dressing gown and pajamas.
What was Mr. Tyndall's reaction to all this?
It was electrifying. He swallowed the story, hook, line, and sinker. He begged for his life. He pleaded, in fact. But I was implacable. I pointed the gun straight at him, and I shot him. Mind you, with a blank cartridge. He fainted dead away. It was most gratifying.
Well, I remember not, sir. This must have put Mr. Tyndall into great fear for his life. Such an action involves a grave charge of assault.
Well, it's definitely better than the murder charge you were contemplating a few minutes ago.
I still am contemplating it, sir.
Come now, Inspector. Look, I've already told you what happened, right? After a few minutes, Mr. Tyndall recovered his senses, realized soon late that he wasn't dead after all, and then he went off home.
Just like that?
Yes, he had a couple of pegs of the brandy as well. I mean, wouldn't you want something after the ordeal like this?
Well, I'm not sure, but so far it's completely undamaged, sir. This whole thing sounds like the most irresponsible trick.
Irresponsible? It was quite the contrary. I was upholding the sanctity of marriage, which is more than what most people are prepared to do these days. No, by this action I was clearly stating that marriage isn't dead. It's alive, well, and living in Wiltshire.
Tell me something, sir. Did Mr. Tyndall say anything you love?
No, he just lurched off. He was speechless.
I'm sorry you find this also funny, sir. We may not take God the same other people.
Look, Inspector, why don't you see this from my point of view? In a sense, Milo was a burglar. Yes, he was stealing my wife.
So you tortured me.
Look, it was impossible. It's a game.
A game?
Yes, a bloody game.
Sounds rather sad, sir. But the child not grown up.
What's wrong with a child playing, eh?
Oh, nothing. If you're a child.
Let me tell you something, Inspector. I have played games of such complexity that even Young and Einstein would have been not.
Would you want if I had a look at your place?
Yes, go around, crawl about on your knees, open your envelopes, imprison hairs, gather your blunt instruments while you may.
I asked myself, if I wanted to conceal my room, where would I put him? In the cellar? Too traditional. In the water tank? Too poisonous. In the linen chairs? Too aromatic. In the furnace? No. Too residual.
Excuse me, sir. But these marks on the wall, they look like bullet holes.
Yes, quite right, they are, Inspector.
I suppose you told me you shot a blank cartridge?
2 live bullets to set up the trick, 1 blank to complete it.
Oh,
I had to persuade Tyndall I was in earnest. Now, there is no point in playing a game unless you are playing it to the hilt, Inspector.
1 blank, you say?
Yes?
Can you tell me where Mr. Tyndall was when you killed him?
Pretended to kill him immediately.
Okay, sir. Where was Mr. Tyndall when the shot was fired?
You do realize that there was no real bullet that hit his head.
Very well, sir. Where was Mr. Tyndall when the blank cartridge was fired?
Yes, well, he was standing here, and then I made him kneel down on here, and then, yes, he fainted about that.
Were you close to Mr. Tyndall when you fired the shot?
Yes, very. In fact, I was standing over the bed. Yes, I was standing over the bed, and then I moved him to the center, asked him to kneel down, and that is where it was shot. Look, it was the gun and the sound of the shot which did the trick. Now, Inspector, if I would like to assist you in any which way possible, could I care to get you, let's say, a magnifying glass? Yes. Damn hell is that?
Sure, that's sir.
Sorry, not sure I follow you.
This here on the stairs. It's blood.
Blood?
Yes.
Well,
See right here? Ah, don't touch it, sir. You see deep in the carpet? That's blood. Ah, someone's been rubbing up his place. I wonder how it got here.
Look, I have no idea how that got there. Look, Milo was a little burnt. You must believe me.
Why should I?
Because it's impossible, it was a game.
A game? With real bullets and real blood?
Look, this is ridiculous. Look, there. This is the window which he broke and he got into the house. And if you look further down, you will find the marks of the ladder beneath the window.
That too, sir. But over the years, my eyes have been adequately trained to see all this.
I'm sure they have been, Inspector, but I was merely trying to point out the facts, which will help substantiate my story.
Ah.
Look, that is the safe that we broke open. That one.
Where are the jewels now, sir?
I put them in the bank yesterday.
On a Saturday?
Yes, Inspector, on a Saturday. I went to Salisbury and put them in the night safe. I thought they'd be safer there. Anyone could break in here and steal them.
How very convenient.
This is really, look, if you look down, you will see the mask and the costumes which he tried on before he went to, to
You didn't want a mound of earth in your garden, did you?
What? What mound of earth?
That by the far wall? Would you say it has been freshly done?
I have no idea. You must ask the gardener. I think a new flower bed, he said.
A flower bed and a uterus?
Look, I have already told you I don't know. Why don't you ask him yourself? He's probably out there, maundering around on his moleskin knees looking for an opportunity to slander his employer. Huh?
But that's funny. Because I found drivers make excellent witnesses, sir. Slow, methodical, and positive.
Inspector, I've had just enough about this part. If you think he's there, why don't you go dig the damn thing up yourself, right?
Oh, we shall, sir. Don't worry. What do we have here? I must say, Mr. White, you've got some quite a taste here.
My wife.
Why did you stuff all the clothes like this into the wardrobe, sir? I wonder why would you do that?
The servants are on leave.
Oh, I see. What do we have here? That's an interesting one. I'll double say. I've got the wrong way out. Empty.
Let me see that.
Made by only Smith for Mr. Milo Tinder. Tell me something, sir. When Mr. Tinder lurched off naked, as you put it, he didn't lurch off naked.
Look, I have no idea how those clothes got there, all right?
I suppose you told me he stripped here to disguise himself as a clown?
Well, yes, he did. He did it here, in fact, there.
Another part of the humiliation process, I suppose.
But he's left here with his clothes on. You really think you can see him walking around like a clown in the village?
Oh, no, I can't. Which makes the appearances of his clothes here all the more very significant.
Inspector, this is all very difficult. I do
On
not...
the contrary, I think it's always simple. I think what started out as a game by you was a diabolical trick on Mr. Tyndall, but unfortunately, it went wrong. Your third shot wasn't a fake bullet. It was indeed a real one, which killed Mr. Tyndall's stone head and spattered his blood on the stairs. In your panic, you simply moved his body to the back garden and buried him there. It was very, very silly of you, sir, not to burn his clothes and wash the blood on the stairs.
I swear, Tyndall left here alive. You must believe me.
I don't believe it, sir.
But I did not murder him.
I accept that. Listen, it must have happened accidentally. We'll be quite content with the charge of manslaughter, sir.
Listen, there's one way to sort this out, yes? If you think Tyndall is buried out there, why don't you go dig the damn thing up yourself?
You don't need to do that, sir. But recent decisions have released the prosecution from producing corpus delicti. If Mr. Tyndall is not found in the back garden, it will merely go to indicate that you moved him somewhere else.
Where?
Doesn't matter. He'll be found
my life, eh?
Oh, you can make a call from the station, sir. We don't want to do anything unconstitutional, do we? At the most, I don't think it's 7 years.
7 years for what?
7 years for playing ridiculous games that go wrong.
But it did go wrong. It went absolutely right. Look, you have trapped me somehow.
Yes, sir. You see, we realize difference are stupid as portrayed by writers like yourself. Maybe not time, but okay, and you're reasonably effective for all that.
Who the bloody hell are you?
It's a Douglas, sir. Spelled S-T-O-U-G-L-E-R. Douglas meaning public instruction.
Stupid ganger, you see what I mean, sir?
I know. Little shit.
Look at you. Oh God, Andrew, look at you. Oh, what happened to you? Didn't you recognize me at all?
Yes. It was well done indeed. It was well done. I must congratulate you. You really had me going there for a moment.
For a moment.
Well, all right. For a long moment, I can see. It was quite brilliant, I would say.
Well, I was giving you one of your sporting chances.
Well, what did you think of my performance, eh? Like the innocent man.
Undignified. If it was a problem.
Of course, it was undignified. It had to be for it to be real. As I told you, I did have my suspicions towards the end.
Well, how well you can think to yourself.
Yes, well, how well you execute. I simply love you, Inspector Doppler. Her chilly rusticity, her warm yet cold smile, her easy courtesy and manner was brilliant.
Well, I'm so glad you despite being masked with red lights, sir. Would you mind?
Of course. It was brilliant, I would say. But I wonder. You sneaked in here while I was in Salisbury, yes?
Yes. You see, I waited for you to leave, Andrew. That's how I planned it.
Yes, and you dumped the clothes under the bed, yes? And sprinkled a little sacrificial blood on the stairs.
Ah, that's right. But you'd be pleased to hear that wasn't my blood.
Oh,
I obtained it from pig's liver.
you better clean that up then, my lord.
Why don't you do it yourself? By the way, I haven't congratulated you on your game yet, Andrew. I thought you brought it off with great honor.
Did you think so? I was specifically delighted with it myself. Tell me, man, did you really think that your last days on Earth had come?
Yes,
Oh, and you're not angry, are you?
anger is a meaningless word in this context, Andrew.
Look, I have already tried to explain it to you that I was merely trying to say that you are, my sort of person.
You mean a games playing sort of person?
Exactly.
And am I?
Most certainly you are.
And what exactly is a games playing sort of person?
A games playing person, Milo, he's the complete man. He's the man of reason and imagination. His weapons are the openness of a child, his mind, and the cunning and sharp fox like ray. He is the one who is free of domestic clutches of life. But in the end, in his heart, he is but a solitary man.
And you think I'm like that?
No, certainly I do. There is no doubt.
You're wrong.
Well, look at the way you chose to get back to me. By playing Inspector Doppler.
That was just the need for revenge.
You could have revenged yourself in any which way possible, but no! You had to resort to a game in the end.
Well, I like to pay back in kind.
And is honor satisfied, dear boy? Huh? Is it 1-1 now?
Not at all. Your game was far superior than mine. I merely threatened you with the thought of prison for a few minutes, but you virtually terrified me to death.
Look, I'm sorry if...
And that changes everything. Once you have faced death, nothing remains the same. I feel I've been tempered by madness. I see myself standing outside without any responsibility.
Look, I'm sorry that you had to deal.
How will you score this? White 2, Tyndall 1. Is that how you see this? Is that how your game goes? Tell me. I need to cheat.
No, you're giving yourself too little credit. In my story, it's 1-1.
Not at all. Not at all. I can't accept that. You see to the ends of playing the game on rebellion level. But I have killed someone.
Kill someone?
Killed someone, murdered someone, committed murder.
You're not serious.
I am.
What now? Is this some new murder game now?
But there's a difference. Both the murder and the game are real. There's absolutely no point in pretending to play another burglar game instead.
No, there is none. Look, I don't want to take advantage of you in your emotional state.
It can't wait.
All right. Play along. Who did you murder?
Your girlfriend, Tia.
Tia?
Yes! That Finnish lady. Those cobalt eyes, those dreamy eyes. I closed them. I strangled her. I strangled her at this very place. Before I did, I had.
You raped her?
No! I didn't rape her. She wanted.
You're lying. Honestly, Milo, you can't pull me in with a trick like this. I gave you better credit for better sport.
Oh,
than
you'll
this.
have all the sport you can stomach in a moment, Andrew. Be assured of that.
Look, this is just about enough now. I've had enough of this.
When I was here, planning the dopeless sea, Tia came. I strangled her. She was in the buried mound of earth in your back garden, which so took dopeless fancy by me.
What? She's not there anymore.
No, I moved her.
Where did you move her?
That was too easy leaving her there. Too easy for the game you're going to play against the clock before the police arrive.
The police?
You see, I called them an hour back. I asked them to meet me here at 10 o'clock and they should be here in about 10 minutes.
Yes, I'm sure they will be. And no doubt they'll be led by the Downy Inspector Doppler, yes?
No. There will be a real policeman for sure. Inspector Talent, his name is. I told him a lot about you, Andrew. I told him how you consider yourself as a games-playing person and considered murder as a fine art. I also told him that your life's greatest ambition is to commit a real-life murder and hide the body in a way that nobody can find out and can't be traced back to you. But leave the clues for the simple-minded police to figure out.
Honestly, Mike, this is moving it too much. Murder considered as a fine art? Games played? Honestly, you tell that to the average desk sergeant and they'll put you in an asylum in no time.
Oh no. You see, I told them that if they don't believe me, one look at your bookshelf and your furnishings and they can confirm about the obsessions I'm talking about. I also told them that 2 days ago, Tia came to my house, completely distressed. She told me she was threatened by you because you suspected her of having affairs with other men. Oh my God.
What? The police believed all that?
But after some demur, yes.
You're watching too much television, that's what it is.
You mustn't present imagination public office, should you? Of course, I went on to tell them that I had no proof that any harm had actually come to her. But I better report the incident because I got an excited phone call from you, stating that you're all set to achieve your life's greatest ambition.
My dear boy, I quite appreciate you have been captivated by games playing and so on, and the need, as you see, to get even. But you are trying to be a big boy too soon. Huh? I will sort this out. Hello. Joyce. Hello. This is Andrew. May I speak to Tia, please? What? When? Dear God.
I told you, Andrew, I killed him. Now sweat for your life. Sweat for your life before the police arrives. Oh, let me tell you. Concealed in this hall is one incriminating object. And as a final expression for your contempt to the police, you hid the murder weapon itself. Do you follow me so far? Bastard! No judgments, please. One object that you don't find, be sure the police will. Oh my God. Look at you. Oh, I must tell you, it's in plain view. Yes. And in fact, it's kept in a way that the police can find it itself. Oh, I forgot to tell you as well that I've camouflaged it just to make this a little more fun. Oh, you don't seem to be doing quite well there. Would you like a clue?
Yes, damn you!
Well, for any man with half an eye, what stands before him may aspire. An optic sharp it needs Irene to see what is not to be seen.
See what is not to be seen? You said it was in plain view.
Well, it's paradoxical old me, isn't it?
I will get you for this. You will be sorry that you ever came.
8 minutes!
I was thinking. It's in plain view, but cannot be seen. There is a visual trick involved.
Oh my God, what happened to your detective brain of yours, Andrew? Looks like the old man needs some more help. Alright, let me tell you, it has an inscription. From Andrew to Tia, a propitiatory offering to a Karelian goddess.
Not that bracelet.
Yes! It is that bracelet. I threw it off the wrist.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, Poor Tia, eh? This is the first sign of sorrow you've shown since you've heard about her death. Propitiate. I wonder, why would you need to propitiate her for?
None of their bloody business.
Must be for being yourself, I guess. I wonder if all her jewelries are inscribed with different kinds of apologies. Poor Tia. She had to put up with your bully boy behavior.
I see what you're trying to do. I'm not going to listen to you. But you think I don't care about her. I do. But right now I must fight for myself.
You're getting warm, Andrew.
Wait a minute. You look through it, but you can't see it. Huh? Now the only way to conceal a transparent thing but keep it in plain view is in another transparent thing. Yes. Wait a moment. But of course, suddenly it's crystal clear. I don't need to find or destroy that bracelet, do I? She could have left it here at any time. Who's that?
Is it who we are expecting, Andrew? Let me get that for you. Come on. Oh, good evening, Inspector Tarrant.
Good evening, sir.
Well, can I have your code, sir? I believe you'll be here for quite some time.
Oh, yes. We'd like to meet Mr. Andrew White.
Oh, yes, he's been expecting you. May I introduce you to the owner of this mansion, Andrew White. Andrew, would you like to welcome Mr. Tarrant?
Yes, of course. Always pleased to see the police. Good evening. There's nobody there!
You mean there's Inspector nobody? You must be wondering who rang the doorbell, right?
Who was it?
It was Jack Ben, our friend from White Lion, the bartender. Come on, Andrew. You really thought someone who can set up a disguise scene can't arrange for a simple doorbell? That's very insulting. By the way, aren't you going to ask about Tia? She did call here yesterday when I was setting up the doorbell scene. I told her the kind of trick and the game to play with me. She wasn't surprised at all. I told her I wanted to get even with you. She happily collaborated, by the way, and so did her flatmate Joyce. She gave me the bracelet, actually. You should actually call them. She'd talk to you. But I wonder, what would you say to her? She's really not your mistress, is she? She told me you and her haven't slept together in a year. In fact, she told me you're practically, what's that word, impotent. You're practically impotent, and that's who we are. Not after all, the Olympic selector's choice, are we?
Where are you going?
To collect Margaret's stuff.
She's not coming back.
No. Amongst other things, she told me she's fed up of living in Hamlet.
Hamlet?
It's a toy store, Anne.
Milo,
Yes?
don't go. Please, don't waste it all on Margaret. She will not appreciate you like I do. You and I do. We're both evenly matched. We know what it is to play a game and that's so rare. Two people coming together, who have the courage to spend the little time left in humor, joking, games playing.
You mean live?
Yes, yes.
Is it legal and private for two consenting gay men?
Oh please, I just want someone to play with. Please.
No! You have no life to give to anyone, Andrew. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. And your associations with your books. Perhaps you realize that the only world you can inhabit is a dead one. Forgive me. Forgive me for taking Margaret to a world that people try to understand. Put it shortly, your stories are nothing but a recreation for snobbish, outdated, and ignoble minds. That's what they are. I'm going to collect Margaret's fur coat now. I assume it's hers, unless you have taken up cross-dressing as a substitute for your non-performance.
The coat. Yes, the coat. The fur coat, of course. I've got him. You see, Inspector, I was working in the morning room when I heard a noise. I seized my gun and came in here and I saw the figure of a man apparently carrying my wife's fur coat. I shouted for him to put his hands up, but instead he ran towards the front door trying to escape. And though I aimed low, I'm afraid I shot him dead.
I'm not going to let you go now, you know.
No? What are you going to do? play your old burglar game with me?
I could do precisely just that.
You can, but it won't work, you see. Even if you had the guts to go through it.
Why not?
Because what happened when I left here on Friday night? When I left from this house, I was completely dazed, numb, disparaged, and contaminated by you and your house. I sat up all night, thinking, what should I do? I remember what my father told me once. He told me, Milo, there is justice in this country. But sometimes for a foreigner, it is difficult. I did go to the police station. I had a conversation with Inspector Tarrant. Yes, he is real. I told him everything that happened with me. But he wasn't interested. None of them were. In fact, all of them were interested in my relationship with Margaret. Which, by the way, they all know about, Andrew. I told myself, they are not going to listen to you, Milo.
Why haven't they come then?
I don't know. Perhaps they won't. But even if they don't, there's no point of playing your burglar game again.
I don't believe a word you're saying.
It's the truth.
You're lying.
Why don't you call Inspector Tarrant if you don't believe me?
And say what? Did Niall or Tyndall come in here and tell you that I framed him and then shot him? Not that dumb, you know.
Suit yourself.
I'm going to shoot you now. I'm going to shoot you dead. You come here and you ask my permission to steal my wife. You pry into my manhood. You lecture me on dead worlds and ignoble minds and you mock Meridew. They're all real bullets this time. Huh?
I'm going home, Andrew.
You are a bad liar, Milo. And an uninventive games player. Remember, old chap, you never play the same game 3 times running.
Mr. White. Game over.
Thank you all for being such a wonderful audience. I'd now like to introduce our cast and crew who helped us put up such a wonderful show. The backstage team and the art team, Neha Dubey, Shreyas Vanare, Shubham Odak, Suman Chaudhary, Sparsh Singh, Ashish Kumar, Aisha Gowda. Arshad Lautawala, Deepika Pasham, Devashri Mene, Akhil Baneshwar, Srishti Agarwal, Nagma Padania, Rajeshwari Nilawar, Vinod Kumar, Divya Pandey, Sandhya Arora, Shreyat Dugar, Shripad Rajarla, and Dhruv Singhania. And now the social media team, because of whom there were such lovely posters and videos all over Instagram and Facebook. Please welcome Nikhil Cherukuri, Justin, and Emmanuel Darla. And now, our marketing coordinator, without whom all this would not have been possible. Please give a huge round of applause for Harsha Maheshwari. The photography team, Harshvardhan Singh, Gurjot Hanjra, Kriti Mangal, and Payas Joshi. Thank you for capturing such wonderful moments. The tech team, Nikhil Hailkar on sound design, Moses Benjamin, who's the lightning chief, Shivam Sinha and Shreyas Manani, who worked on the teaser. And now the cast, Jonas David as Andrew White. Now we have Srinivas Malyala and Lovepreet Soni as the mime actors. So guys, this was Shamus by Coliseum Productions. Coliseum Productions was founded by Dwij Vasavda and Preksha Trivedi on 4th August 2017. Coliseum Productions is now going to celebrate its first birthday soon. Shamus is Coliseum's third project. I'd also like to make another announcement. DJ Harekar is making his debut dance EP on 5th of August at Moonshine Cafe. It's an invite-only event, but you can register for it on www.djharekar.com. That is djhireckr.com. It's going to be really fun, and I really think all of you should go and visit. Now, I would now like to introduce the Superman of our team, the director, the inspector, and the guy who just set the stage on fire, Dwij And now, last but not the least, I wouldn't be lying if I said words would not do the amount of justice, the amount of effort put by her behind this play. She was the rock standing tall throughout, the lady who moved every stone that came her way. She's the executive producer, the production designer, and the set designer of the play. Let's put our hands together and have a big round of applause for none other than the city of theatre, Preksha Diksha?
Good evening, everyone. Well, I'm going to be a bit slow today. I apologize for that already. Well, Dwij and I, on behalf of Coliseum Productions, cannot thank you enough for being a part of this evening and making it extremely special for us. You have no idea what this means to us. You have no idea what your presence, what your encouragement, and what your claps did to us at this very moment. Thank you again, and this is a humble bow to all of you who attended Shamus. Now, before I get to all the thank yous, a very important announcement. Shamus is an adaptation from the original script Sleuth, written by Anthony Schaffer. We apologize for keeping away the original name of the play, and we apologize for creating a Roshni Sehgal as the member of a cast for obvious reasons that you saw on stage. Well, Roshni Sehgal for you guys. Putting this play was not easy. Well, we had a lot of people who helped us, and we humbly thank everyone who did so. Firstly, the entire team at Ravindra Bharati, the director, Mr. Mamidi Hari Krishna. Thank you, sir. Without your support and without this beautiful auditorium that we performed in today, Shamus would not look like this. Secondly, Mr. Purna from Ramoji Film City, who helped us at every step of setting up this mansion on stage. Andrew White, well, you did have a beautiful house at the end of the day. So, our partners, Juxtapose, the British Scholars Association Hyderabad chapter, and Autumn Leaf Cafe. Thank you for letting our interns do the craziest of things and making Shamus such a well-known project among all of you. Now, this entire crazy team that you see standing on the stage, without them, I don't think Shamus would have happened. We did Shamus, it had a lot of effort, but this is the team that made it fun. We will remember Shamus for its journey. The interns who never left a stone unturned, danced their way to glory, promoted it on Instagram, Facebook, day in and day out, and oh my God, there was a time when I was fed up of Instagram posts, but they weren't. So thank you, the entire sales and marketing team. Harsha Maheshwari, who made the interns do that. I think it was Harsha's strong belief that the interns followed, and well, you guys are pretty good. You should thank her. Our tech team, Nikhil and Ben, who became more than just the tech team, who became a part of the play, who became a part of the entire process, the entire story, and at the end gave us what we all saw. Jonas David, Srinivas and Lovepreet. I don't think you're just the cast of the play. It was just us who knew what we were doing. Well, a fun fact, even the backstage did not know the story of the play till today morning. It is today morning's first show that they realized that there is no Roshni Sehgal and this is the plot of the play. So thank you, cast, for keeping it that tight and helping us carry the suspense. And last but not the least, Dwij Vasavda. There is no other person in this world I can imagine working on Coliseum projects with. It is you who make Coliseum complete, and we promise together that we will keep on getting such plays for you guys. Yeah! Thank you again, everyone, for coming and making our evening very special. The stage is now open. We'd love to hear your feedback. We're active on social media. We're active on emails. Let us know what you feel. It'll help us. Please, again, thank you. Thank you is not enough, but thank you. For the final bow, guys. Team Shamus.